Hi everyone, and welcome back as I take a look at the latest release from Big Finish of Space 1999. Let's have a quick recap. This is where it all started. Breakaway, standalone story, their version of the story. It was good. It was good enough for me to go on with this series to Volume 1. Now, Volume 1 itself comprised of 3 stories, and I liked Volume 1. Now, granted, there were niggling issues in the Breakaway and Volume 1, and I just dismissed them to a point in the terms, it's early days. Early days, and they'll probably iron these issues out as this series goes along. So I let that slip. So, I've just listened to Volume 2. I'm not going to go into the details of the storyline. In fact, I'm not even going to produce a video on the storylines. If you want the background information, pop over to Big Finish, and the background information to each story is on their own website. So, here we go. Space 1999, Earthbound, Volume 2, comprising of 3 stories. Stories 2 and 3 are interlocked, so I will be probably referring to them as Part 1 and Part 2. So, story number 1, Mooncatcher. It's an average story. It's about something out there in space that has desires on the Alphans, and that desires is not very pleasant. The start of the story was good. It does sort of catch you out. That was a nice touch. I'll give them that. I will give them credit for that. But it's just an average story. It's right down the middle. Fortunately, it doesn't. For me, it doesn't go into that was ropey. But the other way to look at it, it's not a good one. It's just an average story. Okay, story number 2, Earthbound. Now, if you're familiar with Space 1999, the TV series, this is an actual episode from the TV series, and this is their version of telling that story. Now, the actual story of Captain Xanta, he does not appear in this story until very late. It's a Commissioner Simmons story in most part, being a typical politician, playing a typical political game of poker, you could say. And this goes on for most of the episode, and then you get the Captain Xanta bit that comes up towards the end, and then you get more in the terms of the Earthbound in the second part, but obviously Big Finish's version of Earthbound. And the third story is called Journey's End. I listened to the interviews afterwards, and I believe that Nick Briggs said Earthbound deserved to be a longer story. Unfortunately, I completely disagree with him, because there's too much padding in this story. Way too much padding. We could have done without it. The stories should have been split, really. Kept separate, in my opinion. 3 separate stories. There's just too much filling. And I don't like a lot of filling. I can accept it to a point, but when you've got a load and load of filling, load of padding, no, I don't want this. I don't want it. No, thank you. It's too much. It's just too much. And I'm afraid the niggling issues are still in there. Marie Theresa Creasy, once again, as Dr. Helena Russell, is so negative. From what we understand from Mooncatcher, the first story, the Alphans have been in space for over a year now, and she's still negative. And it's annoying. It's very annoying. So, overall, I cannot say this is a strong recommendation to go out and buy Volume 2. It's all down to you if you want to. Down to you. It's your money. You make your own mind up. It's unfortunate that it's gone downhill a bit. Rather saddened by that. And I can only hope that Volume 3 improves dramatically and these niggling silly issues in their stories are gone. I hope so. I really do. I like this series, but I don't want to bow out because of these issues, but they're going to force me to if it carries on. And on that note, have a great day. Catch you next time. Goodbye.